Oh, thank you so much, Miranda. That was simply amazing. I've never done something like that before. And it was very interesting to go behind my eyes and then go down my spine to my heart center and then doing something that completely unusual of, you know, feeling that my how I'm sitting is there. So yeah, that was just simply amazing. Thank you so much. Let me just get my mat to stand on now that I'm off my chair. I like to stand. All right. So if anybody's seeing this, yes, there is a cat in my world, and yes, she is deciding that she wants to be on camera too. So um, so let's start with how angry you can get sometimes. One morning, I was just trying to make oatmeal. That was it. Nothing dramatic, nothing life changing. It was just oatmeal. It was a fall day. And I reached into the cupboard to grab out that bowl. And it wasn't just the bowl that came at me, it was a bunch of bowls because it got stuck to the shelf paper. And when I pulled it, like other bowls came crashing down, and I just started getting so angry. I lost it. I wasn't irritated. I wasn't annoyed. I was enraged. It was like this dragon from Shrek came out, and I was breathing fire, and I was yelling and screaming at this poor little bowl, and my wings were flapping, and I was just trying to get everything back into the cupboard and pick up pieces of broken glass, and it was just out of this world. It wasn't me. It was just a bowl. But my body didn't feel like it was just a bowl. My body, it felt like it wasn't safe. Something was attacking us. So maybe you've had your own version of a bowl. Maybe it was traffic, road rage. Maybe it was the laundry when all the sheets get bunched up together into like knots. And it's like, how the heck did this happen? Um, Maybe it was in the grocery store. You went for a couple items that were on sale and they didn't have anything. It's like, how can this store have things on sale? And you just get so annoyed. And you know, and then, the sound of somebody breathing or eating, chewing, because apparently breathing and eating is a personality flaw when you're not feeling your best. So that's where there's a problem, because PMS and menopause is just not the physical, it's emotional as well. For PMS, we've all experienced those bad cramps. I used to get cramps all the way down my legs and gushes. And then when menopause hit, it was, I was warned about the hot flashes, the night sweats, the sleep issues, and the weight changes. But very few women are prepared for the anger and irritation and then the shame that happens, because it's emotional whiplash that can make them wonder, who the heck was that? Where did that dragon come from? So it's that emotion that you don't know where it's come from. And you might be asking yourself, just why am I so irritated? Why do I feel so emotional for no reason? Like, this shouldn't be pissing me off. And why does everything feel so hard to handle these days? So, like, why do I not recognize myself anymore? This is ridiculous. Who is becoming this person? I'm not the one that is angry at things and people. I'm the good girl. I make peace for everybody. Just like Miranda was saying, you walk into a room and you judge it. You just judge it to see who you have to be. Because menopause can feel like a second puberty. You've gone through that when you were in a teens, and then PMS hits and everything, and your irritability radar is just on high alert. Your stress responses are changing, and all these hormones are so different. And then just suddenly, things that used to roll off my back like a duck on with water, they just hit me in the chest. And it's just like, I don't know if I can handle this. This is ridiculous. So drop in the chat if you don't recognize yourself anymore. Or number two, if your reactions are starting to affect your relationships. And number three, if you're tired of sitting on the sidelines because you don't trust yourself anymore, so you're staying home. And if at times you felt all three, just either type all or type 4, because it's just not a regular day that things happen. It's just little pieces of different days. So I want you to know, whatever you typed, there's nothing wrong with you. Your emotions are not proof that you're broken or that you're now this person. It's just information. So think of it as the emotions are a smoke alarm. They're not the fire. This is how you're just reacting to something. It's your protector part that is coming up, or your inner child that wants the attention because it's been swallowed down, those emotions, for whatever has happened to you in your life. Because the bowl that fell out of that cupboard on me that day, that wasn't a real problem. The bowl was just my smoke alarm. It was the thing that set off the alarm. But it wasn't the source of the fire. And thank goodness I was alone, so nobody besides the cats experienced this. Your outbursts may not be the whole problem. It just might be the signal, the smoke signal. Underneath the anger, you might be exhausted. There might be a lot of grief, fear, because you don't know what's happening with your body. They didn't tell me this was going to happen. Mine was a lot of old pain that I kept swallowing down and pushing it down and down, and feeling unseen and unheard. And that protector part is just there trying to keep you safe. And the inner parts, just like the Inside Out movie, is where you're got that control panel and sadness is just leaning against the panel, pushing up something. And you got joy over there going, no, sadness, don't do it. But, it's just what the part is trying to tell you. The anger is just not all of you. The part is tired. It's feeling dismissed. And that part doesn't want to be ignored anymore. The part is saying, I just can't hold this together anymore. So mine was, I was always the good girl. I never rocked the boat, but I was sexually abused by an uncle, and I was so ashamed I didn't tell anyone. And it wasn't until my cousin then came out and said, no, Mark did this, that everybody then said, oh, and it's like, yeah, he did that to me too. And then I felt so much guilt and so much remorse because I could have protected her. And I didn't protect my cousin. I'm having a fight with a cat right now. So the grief that I felt of losing my innocence, and it was just one moment in time. So I want you to get quiet and think of one recent moment when your reaction felt bigger than the situation. Do not pick the biggest trauma of your life. Pick something manageable. Maybe a conversation that you had with your husband or partner or boss or a coworker, or maybe it was a task. Maybe it was a question you asked and you just got dismissed. Or you came home and the house was a mess. As soon as you walked in that front door, shoes and coats everywhere. Or you walked into the kitchen and the kitchen was a mess, dishes all in the sink, and you know you left it clean. So it shouldn't have had, that much. So just pick something small that all of a sudden in that moment, it felt huge. Now, I want you to ask yourself this. What did I feel in the moment? Was it anger? Was it shame because you've just had this outburst? Was it fear? Was it embarrassment because somebody saw you with this outburst? Was it guilt because, oh no, it's happened again? Or were we just so overwhelmed because you're trying to hold everything together? So now instead of saying, I'm angry because this happened, try saying, a part of me feels angry because X, Y, and Z. Or a part of me feels unseen. Mostly mine was, a part of me feels unsafe. Things weren't safe for me. So then you can ask yourself, if this part of you could speak, what might it say? Maybe it says, I'm tired. Maybe it says, I need help. Maybe it says, no one listens to me. I say the same thing and then they say it 5 minutes later and they that get the credit. Or I can't do everything anymore. I'm just ready to fall apart and not do anything. Or mine was, I don't feel safe. I'm afraid I will be judged, could be somebody's. I'm afraid I will be abandoned because everybody should be done pretending I'm fine. That was my biggest thing. I was always, oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's great. Meanwhile, I was falling apart on the inside. I wasn't fine. I wasn't great. Things were just too much for me. Now, ask this part of you, what are you trying to protect me from? Now ask, what do you need from me today? Place one hand on your heart, in that heart center, if that feels comfortable, and say silently to it, I see you. I hear you. You are not bad. You're not wrong. You're just trying to protect me. And today I'm willing to listen. See how they react. This protector part, this inner child. So put in the chat if you want to hear the 3 simple steps I've got to come back to yourself, put a me in the chat and I'll go through them one by one. Step 1, listen to the signals. The reaction, it's not your identity. It's just information. Step 2, try and release what's underneath it. Like Miranda said, what's going on? What is really flipping the switch here to make you angry or upset or whatever your reaction was? In step 3, you really need to support the part of you that's trying to protect you. Ask yourself, what did this part of me need then? And what part does she need now? What does she need? So this is how we can stop making ourselves the problem and start seeing the pattern. Oh, stop it. I'm going to have to stop talking with my hands. So just start seeing the pattern. And once we can see the pattern, then that's our clue on how we're going to be able to release it. So tomorrow, we're going to be going through an exercise with your subconscious to try and get the part of you that's been acting out and wanting the attention to get some understanding of it. Because you're not the outburst. You're not a woman in a powerful transition, and something inside of you is asking to be seen, supported, released. Just what's pent up inside. For me, it was just swallowing all that hurt from before I was 12 years old. And if you need to, you can book a session with me. And I'm a great listener. But tomorrow, we're going to go deeper into the masks that we're put on, because sometimes anger is just not the anger. Sometimes it's the mask that we put on because of years of people pleasing, perfectionism, overgiving, and keeping everything together. And when the mask no longer fits, your real self starts asking to come forward. And it's not the angry self. It's the part of you that has been suppressed for so long. It's just the part of you that not who you were in your 20s or your 30s. It's the part of you that says, hey, this is for me. It's my time to shine now. It's who you really want to become. It's the people in your life that you love, you want to be using your heart center for, and get them to be, show them the loving, compassion person that you are, not the angry person that has just been tormented by years of swallowing down what's happened. The physical or the emotional abuse, because the statistics, they don't show what's not reported. They're showing what is reported, for those people that are brave enough to report either the emotional or the physical abuse or the sexual abuse. So tomorrow we're going to dive deeper. We're going to talk with that protector part. And make sure you're going into your workbook, because there's lots of prompts that you can journal in here. You know, Sammy has a survival spell. You know, how did I learn to live by what did I do to survive? And then there's lines for you to figure it out. Just get nice and quiet and start talking to your inner self. You might find it strange at first, but it's really helpful, because you're the best you've got, and there's only you for the rest of your life. People will come in and out of your life either for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. But you've always got you. No matter where you go, you've always got your head, you've always got your heart. So make friends with your inner parts so that they can become your cheerleader, because it is only you. And stop it. Never mind. Okay, tomorrow you're getting locked out. So with that, I'm going to hand this over to Sammy now. And Sammy's going to be talking to you about all kinds of different masks that she's been working with people with. And again, she might bring up the moment before you choose differently. You know, like Miranda said, just take a pause and then work from your heart center. And if you need the workbook, we can put it into the chat. It was emailed to you, but some of you might have had problems with Norton like I did. So just ask for it and we can put it in there. And Sammy,
Yep.
it's all for you now. Thanks,
All
everybody.
right. Awesome. Thank you. I forgot to stop the recording and start it